Well, hi, everybody. You got the Wingman here. Thanks for joining me today. So, the weather has finally cooled off for us here in the South, at least a little bit. And today's video is really for anyone who's got an RV, but especially for you folks who know what sub-freezing temperatures can do to your RV's water lines and your water tanks and anything with water in it. So, if that is you, listen up. As you folks who join me on a regular basis around this virtual campfire know that one of my go-to resources in the RV industry is a young man named Zach Reiniger. Now, Zach is awesome, not just because I like him, but I love what he brings to the RV industry and the dealers that he works with. Zach also has a YouTube channel I hope you will check out and subscribe to. Now, a link to his channel is in the description of this video down below. Now, what you're about to see is directly from his YouTube channel, and it is great information for anyone who's concerned with freezing temperatures and how they affect your RV, especially your water tanks. But his channel is a lot more than just RVing stuff. Like I said, Zach has a keen perspective on life, and he is wise beyond his years. He really is. So up now, here's some excellent info from a really good guy. Again, I hope you will subscribe to his channel and tell him the Wingman said hey.
Okay, guys, today we are talking about some product. This is going to be a video talking about how you heat your tanks in an RV. So in the RV industry, the industry standard, if you will, is to, cut a 2x4-inch heat duct into the underbelly of your RV. And they're going to duct heat from your furnace that goes down to those tanks. And that's going to warm the air around those tanks. The problem with this setup is a couple things. One, that heat is only being pumped into your tank area when your furnace is on. The majority of our campers, you're going to a campground and you're plugged into the campground electric that is included in your nightly rent, right? So you're already paying for the electric there. And as manufacturers, we put electric space heaters in the form of a fireplace. It's just an electric space heater, basically. In every floor plan that we can physically put one in, we put one in. Also, the majority of campers, ourselves included, we travel with space heaters, portable ones, because we're already paying the bill for the electric in the campground. So I'm trying to burn as little propane as possible by running my furnace as not often as possible by running the electric in my fireplace or my space heater. Just makes economic sense. So if I'm running all these electric appliances and the space heaters and everything like that to keep me warm inside, and my furnace is running as minimal as possible, that means I'm not getting a lot of heat going to my tank area. So it's a very, very inefficient way and not effective way to heat your tanks. This is the industry standard. The other thing that people don't think about is, what if you're on a long trip and it's cold? You're going to run your furnace while you're going down the road to keep your tanks warm? No, you don't want that. You don't want to pump, run your furnace with propane possibly running into your camper. You have a mobile bomb behind you while you're driving down the road. It's not safe. So what we do is we disagree at Flagstaff. We disagree with what the industry thinks is acceptable. And instead, we use all 12-volt tank pads. And I talk about these a lot, but I wanted to actually show them to you today. So this is a 12-volt tank pad, and you can see it. I'll show you right here so you can see. It's a thin sheet of basically a foamy material, and you can see, I always liken it to, imagine like a 3M sticky tape that you hang hooks on the wall with. Similar to that, just a heavy-duty version of it. And inside here, there's a heating element. And this is all 12-volt based. You can see your cords right here that wire up to it. And these go on every one of the tanks that we put into the units. So this system, it's a 12-volt system. And what it does is at 45 degrees, they turn on automatically. So it's all temperature controlled. They will run down to negative 32 degrees, negative 32 degrees, not 32 degrees, negative 32 degrees. They've studied this and tested these where they can take and freeze an entire holding tank of water, set it outside in the wintertime and let it freeze solid for 2 days. And they turn this on. In an hour to 2 hours, it defrosts and thaws that entire tank. It is so much more efficient. You can use it when you're going down the road. It runs off of electric, so you're pulling out of the campsite, so you're not always worried about having to run your furnace. It is such a better way to do it, but nobody wants to do it. The other benefit of this is, like, well, we're in Texas here, and the last few years especially, we've gotten a lot of really freak storms. So you may be, hey, it's 60 degrees the last 3 weeks and it's wonderful. It's perfect camping weather. You're outside, you're camping all the time. It's out in storage, or you got it out on your property. Maybe you're out of town and a freak storm comes through for 3-4 days of just bitter freezing cold temperatures. And you're sitting there going, oh no, I've still got water in my tanks. I don't have my furnace on. It's sitting out at storage. Why would I leave my furnace on? You don't have to worry about that with these 12-volt tank pads. With the solar system that we use, constantly trickle charging your batteries, as long as you have your batteries connected, these will turn on automatically, so you don't have to worry about it. It's peace of mind. And again, you can use it when you're going down the road. It just gives you so much more flexibility as an owner for better quality that nobody really wants to do. It's that standard that's acceptable is just not good enough. In a typical fashion at Flagstaff, we don't even think that's going far enough. So we go a step further. If you go down to where all of your termination valves are, your gate valves, where you empty your tanks, you hook your sewer hose up to and you empty your tanks. Up underneath that underbelly, so you'll see, like if this is the termination valve, the plumbing that goes up into the underbelly here, and then your tanks are up here. What you'll have is coming down from everywhere inside your unit, you'll have plumbing. And there's elbows right there. And those elbows come together for your drain valves. What can happen is water will pool in the elbows of these drain valves up above in the underbelly, above the drain valves. And a little bit of water freezes a heck of a lot faster than a lot of bit of water in a tank. So what over time you can find is this will pool here after you drain your tanks, and this can freeze. And if it does that enough times, it can actually break the joints of those elbows. And it can crack there. So you get leaks from the elbows up inside your underbelly. You don't want black water, leaking into your underbelly. I promise you that. So we go a step further. This is the ones that we add to the elbows above your termination valves. You won't see it. Usually you've never seen it before, but up underneath that underbelly, we wrap all those elbows in the same material. You can see it's flexible right there. You peel this back off right there and stick it on there, and it's connected to this system. And at 45 degrees, it turns on automatically, and it'll run down to -32. At 65 degrees, it shuts back off. So you have this massive amount of peace of mind that the best quality heating elements that you can get with the most flexibility for you as an owner and as a user is inside your underbelly. It is the best peace of mind that you can get, is having 12-volt tank pads. Most brands just duct heat down there, and they want to tell you, yeah, no problem. It's got heated and closed underbelly. You're good to go, until you're not. And so make sure you're diving into that. Make sure you're asking the questions. Make sure you fully understand what are good ways to do things and what are just acceptable ways to do things, because there's a difference. So make sure you're educating yourself. Make sure you're understanding the different options for you out there. Now, if you own something that doesn't have this system on it currently, you can absolutely wire this up yourself. You can get these put on there. It's going to be a lot of work. You're going to have to drop your underbelly, do some wiring. So if you're not handy, you may have to take it to a dealer to do this. And then you're going to start paying a lot of labor costs. And that could get into the tune of, maybe even thousands of dollars. So just make sure you do your homework, because quality matters more than ever today. I appreciate you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions about this system. Let me know if you have any experience with this system. Love to hear it. Thank you.
Some good info, right? I know. Well, you should know that the people at Flagstaff did not ask me to do this, to play this. They did not pay me to play this video. I just thought it is a terrific example of some of the little things that great RV brands do that most RVers don't even consider when they're buying an RV. Again, I hope that you will click on the link to Zach's channel that is down in the description below, and make sure and subscribe. He's one of the good guys in this industry for sure. But before we close out today's video, do you know of a better way to keep those tanks from freezing? If so, I would love to hear about it. I really would. And if you have not yet winterized your RV, this may well be your last warning. I'm telling you, some folks are predicting another very cold winter with a few of those freakish, bitter cold snaps, and I want you to be ready. You know what? Looks like the campfire is hungry for another log, so we're going to leave it there. Thanks for watching, everybody. Remember, check out Zach's channel. I know you're going to like it. All right, be safe, have fun, play nice, and don't leave your good manners at home. Hey, before we get out of here, have you checked out my latest RV report on buying and selling RVs? It will save you thousands of dollars and help prevent you from being ripped off. It's available right now. It's absolutely free, no strings attached. Just go to freervreport.com. That's freervreport.com.